Here we go.
All right, we're done.
Keep this sweet mullety thing going.
It's classified, yeah.
You know about the aliens, bro?
No comment.
now my interests are piqued.
We gotta think of what type of CGI we want Thomas to give us this year, man.
Hell yeah.
We have finger lasers, Thor's hammer, had some birds flying out
right
of the
there.
dude's head. Well, what else? Oh yeah, mushrooms coming out of the eyes. Classic.
I own a YouTube channel and produce content focused on travel around the world. Worked a job that I hated for about 10 years and literally felt like it was killing me. I was gonna take 1 year off and travel. I'd always wanted to travel. Now I'm 4 going on 5 years into this traveling journey, which is really cool. But grooming is a huge thing, especially with what I do, being on camera a lot. I think it's important for your confidence, and it's important how you project yourself out into the world.
All right, so I got Mike here today at Beardbrand Barbershop, and we're gonna be cutting his hair and doing a beard trim. As far as the hair, we'll go over that first. What can I do for you?
I'm looking to clean up the sides specifically, really take it down. It's maybe somewhere around a 3 or somewhere in there.
That's fine, yeah.
And then just kind of leaving the back and the top almost like a thick mohawk.
Now going into the beard, what do you want to do with that?
Really what I want is just some clean lines and to make it look nice and cleaned up, but by maintaining some of the length. I don't want to go real short or anything. I've been trying to grow it out. Yeah, I leave in 2 days to Lebanon.
Oh, wow.
And I've found it's a little funner to keep my beard longer when I travel over to the Middle East because it's a conversation starter. People want to talk to me. Hey, nice beard. Like, sparks up conversations.
For sure. And when did you start your YouTube channel? How long has that been going on for?
I've been at it for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
I focus on ancient sites around the world, and so it kind of gives the channel a unique twist there outside of just travel. Bro, I am the worst with languages. So lots of charades and
a lot of hand talking.
A lot of hand talking. I try to learn a few key phrases that I can use. Google Translate has been a lifesaver.
In the past, it's been pretty transactional, which is not what I expect this to be a completely different thing. This is more of like, it feels like you guys have really built a community. So I just want to see if that's something I can tap into and experience and not just leave with shorter hair.
Yeah, this is your first time here at the Beardbrand Barbershop.
Yes.
All right, well, and when was your last haircut?
It's been a while. I would say 5 months.
All right, Sherman, let's talk about this hair, man.
Oh boy,
So
yeah.
you were telling me before we turn the camera on that you typically play it safe, about a 3 on the side, something like that?
Yeah, typically 3 on sides and back, and then, like I said, like 1 inch or 2 off the tops.
Okay.
It's sort of in and out, but I want to kind of defer to you in terms of what you see and what you think makes sense.
Have you ever done like a number 1 on the side?
It's been a while, but let's go for it. When I get my hair cut, I'll just shave my whole face.
Okay.
So I think it'd be nice to work with the beard, kind of give it some shape, preserve some of the length. I think my wife wants to see my upper lip.
Yeah, she's sick of making out with it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that out of there too, bro. Let's get all this down, man. This is like a number 2 blade that I've got on here right now.
Okay.
Then I'll come back and sneak a 1 in there.
All right, we're done.
Keep this sweet mullety thing going. Let's give him a skullet.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was in this, I don't know if you would call it a film class, but they gave us cameras and I made a mullet documentary. Yeah, at that time there was a website, I think it was called the Mullet Archives. And it was like old school web design, like it was basically like profiles, so they had different types of mullets and they had names for all of them. I think Skullet was on there.
Was it really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no way, man.
Well, we got a skullet video on our YouTube channel. So. Awesome.
When you find a good barber, it's one that you click with, you can have a good conversation with. A lot of times men feel weird about getting close to one another, and you get somebody you're comfortable with, and right in on you, you know, and you don't feel weird about it. I think that's where I'm at with Bobby, and so I was real happy to see him come back to town and hook up with him here. You know, the mustache is kind of new, so I was going to talk to Bobby about maybe trying to go for a longer hairstyle. So probably just trying to grow it out a little bit right now. So just kind of a trim up around the ears and back of the neck and stuff. Yeah, he's been cutting my hair the same way for all this time, so I threw him off today. All right, so I took a picture, kind of modern pomp. I want to grow it out a little bit. So not too different the way it's styled right now. We'll just trim it up around the edges, around the back there. Clean it up. Yeah, maybe not so much product when you style it, but
yeah,
for me, but yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have a shirt like that.
No.
He's telling me he's been seeing you for like 7 years.
Yeah. Definitely. I still hasn't asked me to marry him either.
I think you were like just a month out of barber school. And, you know, before that he was a welder and a blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
And I guess those skills translate because the first haircut he ever gave me a month out of barber school was one of the best haircuts I ever had.
You're still gonna have to pay for the haircut. I appreciate the compliment.
It's all right.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, I appreciate it, dude.
In summer 2020, I shaved it all off. Started back again. I wanted to do something different, so I started to grow little small handlebars, you know, and the longer it got, the more my kids gave me hell about it, you know, like, no, Dad, no. Man, I'd walk around town. I started to get all these compliments. And it seems to make other people happy, so I just figured I'd stick with it for a while.
That's it, bro? Oh, that's great, yeah. Right. Well, considering 3 more haircuts put you at 5 haircuts this week, then, you know,
There it is.
that's a lot, dude. Work smart, not hard. Yeah.
I jumped around a bunch as a teenager, joined the military, went overseas and stuff like that, and then came back. Been here since mid-20s.
Yeah. What part of the military?
Like what I do?
Yeah, were you in like the Navy, the Army?
Oh, Army.
Okay.
Yeah. It's classified, yeah.
You know about the aliens, bro?
No comment.
I'm like, now we're talking. Now my interests are piqued.
Before I travel, if I'm going to be, you know, filming, I try to clean up before I go. I didn't realize the importance of that when I first started. Now I look back on those first videos that I was doing, and I'm like, man, I don't like watching those at all.
I personally think your beard's gonna look fuller if we do kind of get rid of a little bit of this stringiness down here, and it's gonna help just bring a little bit more dominance and shape into it. So that's like our goal for it.
Okay.
And so we're going with the grain right here in this light spot, just so we can transition it a little better, but we don't want to, like I said, we don't want to wipe it off. I'm gonna come down with it first, kind of bring that in. And this is more of just like a soft detail if there's any hairs that are like possibly sticking out.
So have you ever tried to grow the beard out any time before, man? Or was it just always going clean shaven?
So the longest I went was probably about 7 months, which is basically the beginning of COVID. And I think it wasn't until around Christmas that I shaved. And that was, yeah, that was pretty untamed. You cross this threshold when you realize like you've got something, when you start like shampooing your face as well. It's not just your head.
Well, we switched it up now, man. We've got this utility wash situation. So hair, face, beard, balls, everything, man. Everything. Get your butt cheeks nice and shiny too, man. Yeah, you're gonna have to charge this guy about £1. You know what I'm saying? Never gets old. Oh, that barber joke's got legs, man.
I do kind of like the contrast between like the top coming together and the bottom just, like my face still looks wild, but like I'm starting to look respectable up top.
So really like to blow dry this or get it styled in the shape that I want, and then come back and do a little bit more clipper over comb to really fine tune it.
Jack's my son. Yeah, his hair's kind of long now, so it's not as prominent.
No more mohawks?
Yeah.
You gave him a mohawk, didn't I?
You gave him a badass mullet, man. It was
What mullet?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a mohawk mullet.
Yeah. Like he owned it too.
Yeah.
He even talked about it. Like he'd go to school and he said all his friends thought
That's
it thought it
cool.
looked stupid, but he didn't give a shit. You know, he just like just owned it. For some reason, he hates my mustache though.
Does he really?
Yeah, he thinks it looks stupid.
No. I'm gonna be sore now. Just making sure everything's even. Knock off maybe about 1/8 of an inch, if that.
Hey, YouTube, y'all in the comments. He's never gonna get a motorcycle, but if he did, y'all need to comment what motorcycle y'all see him on. What do you picture Jesse on? Here, I'll help you visualize. What kind of a smart car would Bob drive? What kind of slingshot would he get?
Oh God! Not a motorcycle. Not a motorcycle.
When you travel to like these different countries and stuff, do you get haircuts out there?
Nah. I mean,
I feel like that would be kind of cool, man. Like I think like if you were like in Turkey or something like that, you could get like a super, just.
I've been working myself up to it, right? Like, cause you'll walk down streets where it's just like pictures of like all these sick fades with like lines and all crazy stuff. Like, my cousin travels with me all the time. We've been kind of daring each other to get in there and do one time, but nobody's sat in the chair yet. I know it's gonna end up being me, not him, because he's got like a legit job. You know?
And then we're gonna do some styling paste first, and then we'll do the Tree Ranger utility oil for his beard as well. Like emulsify it in your hands. And then I'd like to just use it like your hands, just like a brush, just comb it through.
Hey, Kenny, you didn't have to tell us that you work out a lot, man. Look at those guns.
You don't get them from eating donuts. I want y'all to go see Bob's lunch in the fridge after this video. Sly will show you those boxes of donuts that are his.
Why are they mine? They were a gift.
And then we're gonna do a little bit of utility oil Tree Ranger.
That smells good. Very happy.
I appreciate you, man.
You look like a man. That's how I need to look on camera. That's for sure. Good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get that stash out of there. It's about half the stash going away, man. I'm trying to get Sherman touched, man. His wife doesn't like making out with the stash. I'm thinking about maybe of cleaning up a few of these stragglers. Otherwise, I really don't want to disturb what's going on right here, right,
It naturally
man?
thins out there anyways.
Okay.
So I've always wished that was more full, but got some paint?
It is what it is, yeah, right? No, I'm not one of those barbers, sir. I'm not an airbrush the beard on your face type of guy. Just a few of these stragglers, man, nothing crazy.
Thank God.
There we go.
I think the best reaction is always from the girls, just because like the kids, especially like they'll definitely. I got mouths to feed, man.
This is our styling paste, man. Like I said, low shine, natural hold. Yeah, I would say like grab like a dime size for you, man. Completely emulsify it. I mean, it's almost to the point where you can't see it on my hands. Get it nice and parted first. And then we can work the remainder in there. Work it in there, work it through. This is close to a spa treatment as it gets for us, man.
Got some cucumbers.
Some of that world famous Tree Ranger oil.
How many drops should we put for this beard?
For this beard, I'm thinking 5 drops, man. 5 pumps.
Did you shift his side part?
I just switched it over to the other side because it's not necessarily the finishing side part because it's on this side.
Yeah.
That the way he does it. Naturally, it's on this side.
I wonder if I parted it on the other side, if anyone would even notice.
On this side?
Yeah, like if I went home today and Callie would she think she would notice?
Great story leading to that. I had a guy come in, it might have been my first year that I was barbering, and I told him, I said, dude, do you know that your natural part's on this side? He's like, really? I said, yeah. He said, you know what? He said, I want to see if my girlfriend or fiance, whatever, will find out. Turns out he got home, and his girlfriend, she's like, oh, I like your haircut, and then kept staring at him. He didn't say anything, whatever, and he's like waiting. Hours pass by, they're making dinner. She's like kind of bummed out. Something's wrong. Sitting at the table, and he's like, "What is wrong with you? Is everything?" Starts crying. And she said, I didn't want to say anything, but I think you might have had a stroke or something because everything looked off because of the sack. So she's bawling her eyes out. And it was because, he's like, no, the parts on the other side. And then she proceeded to beat the hell out of his arm. It wasn't one of those, but she was like, I think you had a stroke. I just don't know how to tell
before
you.
that story, I was gonna tell you to style it like that today, and let's find out.
Yeah, you want to do it?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Ooh, yeah.
The true test will be when I get home. See what Callie thinks.
Shit, you're good. I'll just so you know, I put my do not disturb sign on real quick on my phone, or setting one permanently.
Like, I'm on my way back, Bobby.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta stay late.
So I couldn't be happier. I think it looks great. We were talking about earlier, you know, when you look good, you feel good. And yeah, I feel great right now with this cut, especially the beard. I've never been hooked up like that with the beard cut. I was stressed on the mustache when he was going in there, but it's never looked cleaner. This is amazing.
That was pretty great. I love the conversation. I love the cut. Obviously, I feel like I could go interview for a job. I don't know, there's something about a barbershop that's just more of a community, it feels like. And I've had that sort of vicariously through YouTube for years.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of tap into it for real.
Cool.
You know, I didn't know exactly what it was gonna look like when Bobby was done, but I just trust him, and I'm happy with the way it looks. So looking forward to seeing it grow a little bit longer and see where it goes. No, it was fun. It's my first time here. Like the vibe, like all the guys in there. And it feels like everybody's having a good time, and that's always fun. It's just, you never want to go to a barbershop and it's just quiet in there and nobody's talking. That's kind of not why we come.
So I'm freaking out right now, I'll tell you. All right, the first cut's the hardest. Bobby, is there any part of you that's crying right now doing this? Because I am.
Oh, not, these eyes are as dry.
Oh, that's good. I need you to see very well. I'm a little bit in shock right now.